All right, quick mic check. All right, looks like it's good. Perfect. All righty. How's everyone doing today? Everyone's having a great weekend? All right, let's see. There we go. Hey, Des, good to see you. How you doing? I'm going to mention this now, and I'll try and mention it a few more times throughout the stream. Next weekend, next Sunday, Portrait Artist of the Year Paint Along. It's a really fun event where everyone's welcome to participate. We get to pretend like we're on the show. Uh, Join the Discord. I will have links in the Discord. I will have screenshots of the episode that we're painting from and all that type of stuff. So yeah, highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun. No stress either because it's not really a competition. It's just for the fun of it. But I also think it's very beneficial for artistic growth too. Like there's something to it as well. So it's fun. It gets you painting, gets you drawing. All all mediums are welcome. So yeah, thought I'd mention that straight off the bat in case anyone's watching the recording after the fact kind of thing. They'll get it straight off the top, and then yeah. Alrighty, so the cat is coming along. I did a little work on her after stream on Friday, like Thursday, but I think yeah, I worked on her a little on I can't remember Friday or I can't remember. So either way, did a little bit of work on her, and I'm gonna keep plugging away at this today. So I'm just gonna go through, put in some marks on areas that need a slight adjusting, and then I'll go in and keep painting. Oh, wait, before I do that, I should check if it's dry. Because if it's dry, I will oil out. Oh, looks pretty dry. That's a little surprising, but I say surprising because people always say like, "Oh, oil dries so slowly." It's like, yeah, it does, but also it doesn't. Sometimes I wish it dried slower. And I know there are mediums you can add to make it dry slower, but let's start by oiling out. And if my painting's dry, my palette's also probably dry. So clean that off real quick too. Okay, Des, let me know when you're back. Alrighty. So yeah, I have been, what's it called? Um, I've also been working on other paintings, so I didn't put my palette away, but I guess it dried anyways. Trying to finish up a bunch of paintings that I have that are like, I'd say like 90% done. I just need to do the last like finishing touches on them. That's gonna be one of my goals to do that because I really would like to get some of these paintings like actually finished, not just nearly finished. And maybe I'll even start opening myself up for commissions. I haven't really been open for commissions in a long, long time. I never had the time for it, but maybe I will soon, so might be doing that in the near future. Ah, forgot about my white. I need to clean that up too. what's his name? Andrew. Wait, I always get his first name mixed up. Kadima. I can't remember his first name. I always get it. Is it Andrew? Adam? Why won't my brain work when it comes to names? I wish it would. Um, but yeah, his palette is insane. The stalagmites, stalactites, or whatever they're called, that he's got on his palette of all the paint. It's insane. I can't imagine letting my paints do that. I mean, of course, they wouldn't even work because my paints are, you know, my palette's vertical. But even if it would work, I wouldn't want it to. Alrighty. Okay, just making sure. Sorry, there's some messages I always check, even if I'm in stream, just to make sure, you know, no emergencies or anything are going on. So right now I'm just focused on positioning of things, not the color. That's why I'm just drawing with quinacridone rose for the most part. It's solely focus on positioning of things. I'm looking at my reference and my painting overlaid. That way I can get the positioning more accurately. It's not perfect, but it's close. And then I can adjust afterwards. The cat's fur is fur texture aside, which is obviously a whole aspect of this that dealing with. Her fur is just really like her patterns are very complicated. I'm sure if I, you know, Well, I was going to say, I'm sure if I did more pet portraits, I'd be more familiar with it, but I don't know how true that is because, cats, while their fur patterns are very similar, I don't know that I do wonder how unique they are to each cat. I assume they'd be pretty unique, which would make it one of those things that you always had to kind of deal with. Hey, Cassandra, good to see you. How you doing? Good afternoon. Yeah. Calicos are especially unique. Yeah, they probably are. But my assumption would be that like people like the pattern is very similar to like features on people. Like they'd always be slightly individualized. Um, is this one a tortoiseshell or long hair tabby? Long hair calico? I don't know. If that's a tortoise or not. Sorry, that I don't know. I don't remember the terms that well, if I'm being honest. How are you doing, Des? You left her so quickly. Tabby at least have some fairly standard markings with minor variations. Yeah. But I mean, like even tabbies, like the patterns that they have on their face, like I bet are slightly different depending on the cat, probably. And that would be my assumption, at least. Calico is the splotches of brown, black, and white. They are 90%, 99% female. The tortoise shell is the same colors, but all kinds blended. Okay. Well, it's the same. So, okay, I don't know. She has black, white, and brown and ginger hair. So she's got everything. And she is female. But yeah, I don't know. Cassandra says uh, tortoiseshell and calicos are going to be way more random, that's for sure. Yeah, Des, how's your dog? Is the limp okay? He's okay. He chooses when to limp and not, it's not consistent. Okay. So he's a weirdo. He's old. It might just be the same creaks and groans I. Oh no. Yeah, getting old sucks. How are you feeling, Cassandra? I know you were sick, but sounds like you're feeling a lot better. You feel a-okay? That's good. Glad to hear it. You're being productive. That's great. Yeah, that painting you shared was looking really good. You just need to paint slightly larger. I don't think you shared it on the Discord. You should. How dare you? Oh, in my opinion, at least. I know you're joking, though. The rude. I am impressed with the paint you're using, though. I didn't think acrylics would uh, work like that, or look like that. Not talking about the final, for the record, I'm not talking about the final result, because acrylics can look, like anything. I'm talking more about like the process parts of it. Um, Cassandra says, yeah, that painting was one of those nice sessions where nothing acted up too much and it went pretty smoothly. Yeah, no, it's a nice painting. Caffeine really needs to kind of start taking effect. Cinder says, trust me, that paint surprised me when I first started using it too. So for anyone who doesn't know, because why would you? She uses acrylic golden open, and I'd seen a video of her using it, and yeah, the golden open. They're supposed to stay open for longer, like oil paints, not as long as oil paints, but yeah, I was so that's what I'm commenting on. It says I'm working on a digital piece for the exhibition. Then I switched to doing another piece because I'm done with this. Is that your last piece? I mean, your last two pieces? Des has been working on a project for a long time now for a exhibition that's about to happen for a charity. And it's a really cool show. It says, yeah, this is my last one. I'm sure I'll be helping my sister build the frames again this weekend, but we're having trouble getting the printer to give us an estimation. And we have to have prints by September 2nd or 3rd. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's stressful. Just remember that, when you're done with it, it'll be very satisfying. Unfortunately, the satisfaction comes after all the work. So I'm using this brush because it has um, thicker bristles, and I'll hopefully give some more hair texture to everything. It's also a bit of a stiff and splayed brush because I've used it a lot. So it's not as bad as the other one that I was using. It was a little unmanageable because of how splayed it was. I'm curious what the opacity is like on those on the Golden Open paints. Do they are they a little more transparent because of additives and stuff like that? I wonder. Cassandra says it varies. Have you ever used, out of curiosity, have you ever used uh what's it called? Golden high flow acrylics? The reason I ask is I wonder about their opacity as well for other reasons. Um, One of my favorite painters, uh, Jennifer Balkin, she has a show coming up um, near Austin of, with her paintings from her recent show. She's moving her show over um, and from a museum to a gallery outside of Austin, uh, like 2 hours outside of Austin, and still looking forward to seeing that. But I'm getting sidetracked. She did a series of paintings using partially or entirely, just kind of depends, using Posca markers. Anyone doesn't know what Posca pens or Posca markers are? They're markers with acrylic paint in them. And she did this like really cool scribble technique, which where she, essentially mixed the paint optically, um, which is really cool. And so that happened. Simultaneously, I came across, I don't remember who showed this to me, but a one of those old school push pens that have like four colors in it. Like the old ones that they have the tabs on the sides that push down a pen. Well, they have one that's CMYK, and my palette is CMYK, and so I was interested in it. I ended up buying it for a friend as a gift because I thought he'd get way more out of it because he does daily sketches and stuff. Um, but I got to play around with it a little bit, and it's a cool idea, but it's regular like ballpoint pen ink. Um, and ballpoint pen ink like yellow is not the best, right? Um, so those two things combined in my head, and I was like, I wonder if I could make ballpoint pens, like find ones that I can fill, like fountain pens, but ballpoint pens. Um, and fill them with acrylic ink and use them, um, you know, like carry around like five pens, right? Because red, yellow, well, CMYK plus white, because if they're opaque enough to cover, that's the thing, they'd have to be opaque enough to cover. That's like the caveat, right? Because if they can't do coverage, then it probably won't matter. This is all just random thoughts. There's a good chance I'm not going to do any of this because realistically, I'm probably never going to like use these things. So it would be a waste of money to like do it. But yeah. just and the other thought behind it is because mostly because oils are just kind of a can be a hassle to travel with. So having like an easy, travel pens that I could then, scribble, draw with kind of thing might be cool. I don't know. It's the idea I find intriguing, but yeah. The thing about like Posca pens is they're not refillable. Or wait, no, I take that back. They might be refillable, but they're kind of pricey. And then they have the marker tips, so you know, they wear out and they're not exactly detailed, you know. Could be cool though and messy. Well, yeah, if it ended up being messy, I wouldn't like it either, if I'm being honest. I probably would have zero interest in it if it was messy. So I should mention this. I did find I found a fountain, not a fountain pen. I found a pen company that makes a refillable pen, and the body is the same. It has a you know, cartridge that you can fill up with whatever you want, and then the tip they have a brush pen, they have a fountain pen, they have a ballpoint pen, and they have a glass nib. So they have all of those options that you can buy and then fill it up with whatever ink you want. And I think the idea of having a glass nib is really cool and also like not very practical, but it's very, very cool. They're not that expensive either. They're like $7 a piece. I don't know about the quality at all. Like they could be the worst quality ever. I have no idea, but interesting idea. I would have killed for something like that, like years and years ago when I was doing comics, like having a pen that I could refill if I could change the nib and everything. I would have loved that. Oh my God, I would have loved that. Because I used to ink my own stuff as well until I went all digital. But there was a time when inking digitally was nowhere near as good as it is today. Yeah, back in the day, I um I even invested in one of those like fancy inking brushes. Um the Winsor Newton series, I think it's series 7. It's supposed to be like the best brush for watercolor and inking. And I will say it's a very good brush. The problem I ran into was I bought, I think I the size that I got was too large, so I ended up not using it that much. And I couldn't afford to buy a second one. But I did keep it in pretty good shape, I think. It's been a long time since I even opened it up, but I don't remember ruining it. Probably should have tried to sell it, but I think I always thought I'd get back to inking with it. And if I had better control of it, maybe the size wouldn't have been an issue. I don't know. I even saw a show about how the brushes are made, which is crazy. The people who work on it are like what's it called? They practice for years before they're able to make a brush, which is just like insane. I also saw a documentary recently about this company um, who make I think it's pastels, like the traditional way and everything. The whole process seems insane. I'm sure they're great pastels. Like, don't get me wrong. Personally, I don't like pastels, but I'm sure they're fantastic. Yeah, I've never liked. I honestly, generally speaking, hate dry mediums. Um, well, I should rephrase that. Like pastels, charcoal, stuff like that. I hate working with them because of how messy they are. Yeah, that stuff drives me nuts. And it's funny because I'm not really the like most organized person, but the cleanliness stuff, like dust and stuff like that, from you know what it is it gets on my hands. I don't like it on me like that. Drives me nuts. And this black is so overpowering sometimes. Yeah, it's too bright. Oh well. Which black is it again? Mars Black from uh oh my God. Mgram. The reason I specify that it's from Mgram is I was told that Mars Black from other companies um isn't as nice in some ways. So I don't know. I've never bought a different company's Mars Black. It just happened to be the one I bought, and so I really like it, but Yeah. I've been told that other companies, their Mars Black is, it can be a little grainier or um, matter, um, like not as shiny, you know? Yeah. I don't know. My issue is trying to find a good black to work with that isn't ivory black. I've tried chromatic black from um, Gamblin, and I like it, but it's a transparent black, which can have its disadvantages in my painting tech with my painting techniques, I should say. And I don't use ivory black in case anyone doesn't know. Ivory black is also called bone black. Originally, it was actually made from ivory, from burning ivory, but now it's from the charcoal from burning bones, if I'm not mistaken. Which means it is an animal product, and I avoid animal products and animal byproducts. So as long as I can find alternatives that I like, I will not buy it. And luckily, there is no shortage in that. Makes sense. Yeah. Okay, I'm having some issues here. This brush is good, but I'm also reaching the like limits of its size right now, which is actually causing more problems than it is benefiting me. So I have to come back to this area with a different brush. You can paint a lot with like um what's it called? You can paint much more like refined details with a larger brush than you probably think. And as a general statement, most artists, uh, you can use a bigger brush to paint a lot of details, but the kind of the caveat to that is that a lot of times the brush you use has to be a fairly uh, tight bristle brush. Like the bristles have to be very close together. If it's a very splayed brush, it becomes a lot harder to paint details that are smaller than your brush. Let's see. Cassandra says that's one thing I've noticed a lot watching Portrait Artist of the Year recently. So many tiny brushes on huge canvases. Yeah, that stuff that I always think is weird. You can paint. Uh, I don't get me wrong. At some point, you need to size down, but yeah, you can paint so much with a bigger brush. And in fact, it's better to do that for so many reasons. But like I said, if it's a very splayed brush, you start running into some control issues. Give me a chunker more often than not. Yeah. Yeah, although, Cassandra, to be fair, this is probably, this brush here is probably a chunker for you, given the size of your paintings, proportionally, yeah. Exactly. I'm just giving you a slight bit of hard time. Very slight. I'm just kidding around. I know some people who I know some artists who work with like tiny, tiny, tiny brushes and they paint almost everything with that. And I mean like brushes so small that they often will take other brushes and cut out most of the hairs till it's just a few hairs. There's nothing wrong with that. And there's nothing wrong with working small. I think your paintings would look better, and it would be easier for you to work larger. That's all. But I am also just joking around, and you know that. Yeah, I know you are. Yeah, yeah, I know. But I'm just stating in case other people think you know aren't reading the room properly. You never know. But yeah. But I'm just saying in general. I don't want people to think that I have something against someone painting small or anything like that. Like, yeah, whatever. Paint the size that works for you. But size does influence certain things. It can influence um, how it's perceived. It can influence how easy or difficult it is. There's all kinds of aspects to it, of course. So that's why I think Cassandra specifically, I think your paintings would look real nice larger. I know you also said you specifically wanted to work larger one day. No, there's no day like the present day, I don't think you should work like super large. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you want, do it. But even like a 9 by 12 would be a step up for you. Working large has in the past gotten you to a spot where you'd overwork stuff. That's fair. Maybe with a time limit and big enough brushes. I mean, that would help for sure. But I think I think more than anything, have an intentionality to how you want the painting to look and keeping that in your mind as you work on it. I think that would probably be the most beneficial thing. So that you can, as you're working, as you're getting close to the end, you can look at what you're painting and look at what you're intending, and you can compare the two and see. So when you start overworking it, you'll see it. Maybe for your paint along, I'll give it a shot. Hey, that's a great opportunity, yeah. For the Portrait Artist of the Year paint along. That's next weekend. 4 hour time limit. Yeah. Bump it up to a slightly larger one. That'd be great. I wouldn't go too large for a 4 hour time limit, of course, you know. I would try and keep it small-ish, right? But, you know, for you, that's still slightly larger. Let me see what size the one I did in the portrait class were. Okay. Nine by 12 looks like 9 by 12 is a good. I like 9 by 12 as a size for like an intermediate size. It's a good in between kind of size in my mind. It's what I'm working on right now. It's large enough that it's not, you know, it's large enough that I feel like I have the space I need, but it's small enough that it's not like a large canvas, you know. Of course, that's a personal thing. Some people will say that's way too large, and others will say that's so small. So, you know, whatever. But I do find it a comfortable size for most things. Basically, I think 9 by 12, 11 by 17, and 12 by 16 are all like very good, like small sizes, not like very small, but small sizes that are very comfortable to work in. Anything smaller or larger than that starts to get into the territory where the size is starting to influence things a little more. Of course, the caveat to that is, if you're trying to do a complex, I guess I should say that that's for like very simple portraits. If you're trying to do complex scenes, more than one character, more than one figure, stuff like that, then the equation kind of changes. Andrew says 9 by 12, and those weren't too bad on um, really? Yeah. Don Lee, hey, welcome. Behold, this cat of hearts. How you doing? For anyone who doesn't know, Don Lee is this friend of mine who streams on Twitch under the handle Don Leo. He does digital artwork. A lot of pop culture stuff, a lot of fun stuff. Highly recommend this stream. Doing okay, thanks. Hope you're well. Yeah, I'm doing all right. Next weekend, I don't know if you're available, but Portrait Artist of the Year Paint Along is happening next Sunday. So if you're around, it'd be great to have you participate, Donnelly. I think it's right up your alley overall. But no pressure. It is my stream, not yours. And if you're not available, you're not available, you know. More just that I would like, I think it'll be fun to have you. No pressure. Of course, there's pressure to get him to come. There's no. You can pressure him. I'm not going to. Donley says, "Oh, that could be fun. If I'm able to, maybe I can test out the Rebel 6 program this helped me get." Yeah, that would be cool. You used it some on your last stream. Oh, nice. How was it? For those who don't know, Rebel is a painting program that lets you mimic traditional mediums. There's a few programs like that, but Rebel has an interesting brush engine that makes like water-based uh, paints look really nice. Of course, that applies to oils as well, I guess, so fluid. Emily says it's impressive. I think it makes my machine clug a bit, but it's fluid simulations when using watercolors inks. But the results are pretty great, and there's a great amount of control. That's good. can't remember the last time I used Rebel. I can't remember which version it was, but it's definitely been a while. I think the thing too was I was never planning on using it for watercolor. I was trying to mimic like oil paints at the time. And it's at the time it only had acrylic, not oils, which, you know, are can be the same thing, but it didn't gel for me. I'm sure Rebel would run well on your new machine. Oh, I'm sure it would. I just yeah, I don't have any particular interest in doing that at the moment, but yeah, probably. I would hope at least. Dev says, yeah, I might give it a shot. That's a good idea. Yeah, yeah. I'm surprised you're not trying it out for this project you're working on, Des. Although I do kind of understand just not wanting to waste the time because you're under a time limit. So I take that back. I do understand you not bothering with it for that. Yeah, I'm used to Krita and the brushes I use, so I'm whipping this up. But future projects, I'll be trying it. Yeah, yeah. Makes sense. All right, Des. Enjoy your walk with the dogs. Conley says, I got Rebel 6, but Rebel 7 is out. 7 can simulate gold leaf and metallic paints. Someone did a demo creating some Gustav Klimt work. He commonly used gold. Yeah, yeah. I think gold leaf, and it's very convincing in my opinion. That's cool. Sorry you got 6 when 7 just came out. I hate when that stuff. I hate when that stuff happens. Like, I hate when you buy a program and then like, a week later they're like, "Oh, thanks for spending your hard-earned money, but we now have the new version. Would you like to upgrade for a fee?" Like, come on. I feel like they should give everyone a free upgrade for like if you bought the program in the last like I don't know 6 months or something like that. Let's see. Donnelly says I knew about 7, but 6 was on sale, and I'm low on money. But you do get a discount on 7 if you own 6, of course. Sanders says it would definitely build some goodwill. I'd go back to a company that was like a bro like that. Oh, for sure. It definitely build up some goodwill. Also, it's I guess in this case it doesn't maybe apply because like it sounds like 7 was already out when Donnelly bought 6. But I, if it wasn't, I uh, I feel like they know when their next release is going to come out at least a couple months before it comes out. I feel like as soon as they know when it's going to be released, they should offer everyone a free upgrade, because it's like, you don't want to have to rely on like rumor mills and all that all the time, right? But, that stuff can get expensive. So don't get me wrong, I get it. I don't think every company should be like the company like that makes what's it called? Uh oh, um what's that app? Procreate. Yeah, that's it. Like Procreate goes overboard in the wrong direction. And it's great for their customers, but like the company I know needs to make money, and they give all their updates free, one-time purchase kind of thing. And it's like, okay, don't get me wrong, I love it, but I want you to keep innovating and creating stuff. And I understand you need to be able to pay people, but so I get it. There could be a balancing. Wonder if they get kickback from that. Don't they have a market? Oh, don't they have a marketplace? You wonder if they probably get a slight kickback, but like, how much can their marketplace possibly bring in? I would assume not much. Oh, I could be wrong about that though. I mean, if that's enough, great. I'm all for it. I want things to be cheaper for artists. I just don't want them to go under. You know what I mean? That's all. They did come out with their animations software recently. I think it was called Dream or something. I can't remember what. The app I've wanted the most on the iPad, I don't think will ever be made up for the iPad, but is the uh, Toon Boom Storyboard Pro. I wish they would make that for the iPad. Even if it's a cut down version, as long as I could transfer files back and forth, oh, that'd be amazing. Donley says, no one's made our Bell Reddit page. That surprised me. It must be on a fairly small amount of people that have the program, that they have made 7 versions, so it can't be that small. You know what I think? One of the problems I think Rebel has is the name. I think their name is a huge problem for them. I'm honestly shocked they haven't changed it yet. The reason I say that is because it it's the same, like, I don't know if, like, my spelling is horrible, so maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not spelled like rebel, like to rebel against, but it sounds the same. So, and that's a word that's used a lot in a lot of different contexts, which make even finding the program hard sometimes. So I think honestly, I think their name is a huge, huge disadvantage and a huge mistake. At least Procreate, which I think is also a horrible name, kind of makes sense. It just has its issues, but at least it kind of makes sense. Create as separate words. It has, my understanding is it has caused a few funny miscommunications, but whatever. Don Lee, can you start the subreddit? What are the rules on that? So Don Lee says rebel like the Confederacy is REBEL and rebel art program is REBELLE. Yeah, like I said, I think it's a horrible name. I don't care that it's slightly spelled differently. When you say it, it sounds the same. Um, and you know, don't assume that people know how to spell whatever it is you're selling. That's just my opinion. I'm not an expert marketer, and my name is Leod, so you're not the best spelled name for marketing either. But whatever. Donnelly says, I suppose I could start the Reddit thread. Never done anything like that before. Might be kind of rough since I'm definitely not knowledgeable about the program, but interesting idea. I mean, I don't think that running a subreddit is all that hard. Um, I mean, some of the people that run them, I, I I suspect that they need assistance tying their own shoes, and yet they're running subreddits. So I think you'll be able to manage. Might be a lot of work that you're not up for. That's a different story, but Conley says, "Oh man, some of the mods on Reddit are super touchy. I got the impression from a few interactions that they must put up with a lot of shit." Yeah, yeah. I'm sure they do. I also suspect that a lot of them are. I bet it's a combination of some are very touchy because they put up with a lot of stuff. Some are touchy because they're drunk with a very minor amount of power. Um, and some are completely socially inept and don't know how to deal with human beings. That's kind of the overall um, impression I got in general. Not saying which ones are which. I'm sure there's some really great people running Reddit, for Reddit threads. I'm not trying to shit on all of them. That sounds like a perfect description. Thank you. I remember when when the Reddit subreddits, they were trying to, um, what's it called? They were trying to protest the changes that were happening in Reddit for the API and all that. And so they tried to basically shut down a bunch of Reddits until the company caved, and eventually the Reddit mods were either replaced or caved. Um, so yeah, I think some definitely are a little drunk on power, or but overall, I mean, a lot of them work for free, so like you gotta appreciate people putting in effort for this stuff. the new version of the what's it called? The Reddit mods are the Discord mods. That's like the apparently the like younger generation version of that. Every time I'm a mod in a Discord, I am like the most useless mod ever. Cassandra can attest to this. I'm just not the most active on any of those platforms, basically, is what it comes down to. Dunley says I haven't been on Reddit for very long, but remember a few protests. Yeah. Sandra says not the most useless. Okay, very useless, but nearly. I would say just not very present is the issue. Automod held a message. Okay, Cassandra says emotional support mod LOL. I was so glad not to be alone. Absolutely. And anytime you need help, Cassandra, message me if I'm not paying attention, by all means. By all means, I mean. Let's see, Donnelly got automodded, but now he says one protest was in the blender, the R blender, for a while. Every time I went to check the blender post, it was someone's 3D sculpt of someone's anatomy. Got it. Of a penis body part. Yeah. Okay. Oh, Michelle permitted it. Got it. It went through because of her. Hi, Michelle. Thanks for doing your mod duties. Sandra says I was about to complain about Dunley not getting modded. LO. Yeah. The thing I don't like about the auto mod or the modding in Twitch is when you allow something like that to go through, it automatically creates a rule. So now it will allow it to go through anytime. And I don't like that because it's like there are nuances and that doesn't allow for nuances. So I find it frustrating that it automatically just creates now a rule that allows it, you know what I mean, kind of thing. But yeah. Michelle says, don't forget her white mittens. You don't get to see her white mittens. Sorry, Don Lee got auto modded again. Don Lee says, yes, my peen reference is very nuanced. Recognize my subtlety, auto mod. Nope, it did not. Well, it's nuanced in the sense that you're talking about anatomy in a very like appropriate way and you're not being, it's not trash or trolling or anything like that. That's the main issue, right? I'm pretty good at this, getting auto modded bonked. Yes, you are very good at it. Yeah, Michelle, you can't see her white mittens here. She's standing in a box. That says I get it every stream, I think. Maybe. I don't remember. Michelle says I've done a good job capturing her resting bitch face. And her face will look a little better once I finish the eyes because I put a shadow that isn't as prevalent and that will help her eyes look less bitchish. Cassandra says it's a badge of honor getting auto modded. Guess. This says the same last word caught me last time when I was talking about a streamer on YouTube who paints himself writing these things uh, made into rockets. Well, there's also Twitch chat and YouTube chat, and the auto mods are different on each. Cassandra says she's got some of the most unusual coloring I've ever seen, and I've seen a lot of cats. Yeah, uh, she's a very pretty cat. Very unique coloring. Um, but yeah, she when she gets first of all, she's very like she wants everything done her way always, which I think is kind of natural, especially for cats. But she also like if she gets upset, she'll just lash out at whoever's near her. She doesn't care. She's a sweetheart, but she can be a bit of an ass sometimes. Michelle says her colors are stunning in person. She's very fluffy and has tabby markings, but also some white, like a calico. Her sides are swirled with color. Yeah, and she's got also ginger mixed into all of that too. She's mad at the world in general, lol. Uh, not like Misu, our other cat. She is really um like she is the grumpiest of them all. Des says, I sent Leon pictures of calico and tortoise shells, so it seems like she's a tortie. Okay, interesting. Michelle would know better than me. Yeah, our other cat, Misu, she is the one who really hates the world. She's like angry, angry little kitty. Let's see. Michelle says it has taken a bit of handling her a bunch to get her more used to us. She actually really likes people, but it's only normally when we are out and about, like the vet. She loves going to the vet office. Oh, this is for Winnie, but she hated being held for the longest time. But I've worked on her a lot. Now she purrs when she's held. Yeah, Misa's spicy. Yes, she is. Donnelly says a lot of times when I get tuna stuck in my hand, it's annoying. Right now, what? Oh, when I have a tune stuck in my head now. Right now, it's a Studio Ghibli song on repeat, and I really don't mind it. That's good. Yeah, different. Sorry, words are hard today. Um, but yeah, I hate getting songs stuck in my head. It drives me crazy. Yeah, Misu is also a guard cat. Like she gets all angry at other animals and stuff like that, which is actually causing more problems than anything positive, unfortunately. Yeah, I hate getting songs stuck in my head. I do have a song though that I always go back to when I have a song. If I have a song stuck in my head and I want to kind of like get rid of it, I have one particular song that I always go back to that over time will get, in my experience, will get other songs out of my head, which is very useful. In case you're curious, it is uh, it's an old song, Fatboy Slim, Right About Now. I just sing that to myself over and over, and every time the song I don't want stuck in my head comes back, I go back to that, and eventually it just pushes everything else out. Then you're stuck with that one, and if you hate that song, I get that. It's just very repetitive, which is, I think, the part that makes it easy to like sing to remember anytime. I think that's why it works. Uh, Cassandra was saying I was going to guess "Sail Away" by Enya. That's funny. Only says I looked up how to get a song, a stuck song out of your head, and there are some short TV jingles that are supposed to work because they don't naturally repeat. Interesting. The More You Know jingle that NBC used to run. Interesting. I think I went the other route where it's just like you replace the one song with another song. But because the other song is so basic, it like I don't doesn't bother me. Let's see. Empire Windows jingle was another one. I feel like I'm going to get rickrolled if I click on one of your links right now, Donley. I kind of don't trust you at the moment. Seems like perfect opportunity. Nope, not a rickroll, but you're right, that would be good. Yeah, it just feels like the perfect opportunity for that. Let's see, I just posted the first YouTube link, could find of the Empire jingle in case anyone wasn't familiar. All right. I'm pretty sure I'm familiar with it, although I can't recall it at the moment, but I'll check it out later. Probably need to put out some more yellow at this point. I keep I keep getting some out of it and I don't need a very bright yellow, so I keep putting it off, but I probably need to. So, very side note, completely unrelated. A friend of mine took me out to see the Alien movie uh, for my birthday, and the Alien Romulus or whatever. Um, can't remember the name of it. It's pretty good for an Alien movie. That wasn't one of the originals. It wasn't bad at all. I liked it. It's fun on the big screen. I think it's probably better on the big screen than it would be, you know, at home. But yeah, thought it was pretty good. I heard it was good. Also, birthday. Oh yeah, thanks, Sandra. Donnelly says that's great. I've been hearing good things. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, happy birthday, Leon. Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it. Yeah, I didn't do a birthday stream this year, and I wasn't really up for it. So, uh, happy late birthday. Was it yesterday? No, it was on Wednesday, I think it was Wednesday. I didn't want to stream on my birthday because I knew family would be calling me. Your camera always goes silly when you stretch. Yeah. Yeah, I knew family would be calling, so I couldn't stream on my birthday. Hold on a second. I hear a cat. Let's see if they're close by. I'll grab one. Winnie, the star is right here. She's right outside my room. Oh, here we go. I got her. Yeah. We get to see the star herself. She's already not happy about me holding her. Thanks, Cat. I appreciate it. Here she is. Oh, look at the little fluffer. She's so fluffy. No. I know, little girl, but they can't see you. Okay, okay. You can go. Go on. I know that was short lived, but yeah, she did not want to be held. One second. We got another cat over here I can bring. Another little angry kitty. Which you know means it's Misu. It's never Dresden. Dresden's never angry. This is Misu. So angry. She tolerates me more, though. At least she's not hissing at you right now. Give it a second, she will. If I keep this up, she'll hiss at me. Isn't that right, little girl? She's growling. Hey. She's tolerating it better, honestly. Yeah, she does. Mitsu will tolerate almost anything from me. She'll growl and hiss at me, but she won't do anything. Okay. Okay. She just hissed at me. Yeah, she just hisses. I don't when it comes to hissing at me, I don't put any stock in it. She never does anything. Plus I'm her person. Like she likes to like sleep on top of me and stuff like that. She's not going to do anything. Sandra said I'm going to get that cat off me. Yeah, she's just I don't know. Like Michelle says, she's just spicy. She likes to, you know, uh, make her voice heard, I guess. Looking at your palette reminded me of something I really liked on Rebel. Oh, what's that? They have a color mixing system that feels similar to mixing paint. There's a special window for it, and you put spots of color into the window and blend them together. That's nice. I like that. Michelle says, yeah, I try to have that attitude with Misu, but no matter what I try, she hisses and growls and makes it very clear she's unhappy. Misu just is unhappy. I don't know. Anytime you're like, even if you're not petting her the way she wants to be pet exactly, like, you know, exactly when, where, and how she wants to be pet, she hisses. So it's just the way she is. Well, hold on a second. I need my oh, there it is. Needed my roller thingy. Oh, this is a completely side note for anything, but I went to Jerry's Artorama yesterday and I bought some pencils. And I wanted to mention them because they're kind of a specific thing. I don't know that these are useful for like, how can I phrase this? I don't know that these pencils are all that useful for like making artwork in the sense of like making like a colored pencil artwork. I bet there's better artwork out there for, I mean, better pencils out there for that. That's not why I bought them. I bought these pencils. Um, these are the Stabilo All or um, the Aqua, Aquarella. I don't know why they have like three different names. It's confusing. But what's special about these is you can use them to mark on paper, glass, plastic, and metal, which makes them very useful for if you need to draw on something that's like an unconventional material, which is why I bought them. And they're water soluble. So if the surface you're drawing on is not porous, then they wash off very easily too. Speaking of cats, the little baby boy is here. Dresden. Oh, baby boy. Oh, fluffy boy. Hi. Why are you licking my nose? Dresden, stay for a minute. That's Winnie. Do you recognize her? Why are you smelling my arm? He's such a sweet boy. The sad thing is he's not really good with like guests. He's scared of people. Eventually he warms up to other people, but in the beginning he's scared because he's just a little guy who's scared of things. Like right now he's looking at himself in the monitor and he's scared. Like he doesn't understand what he's looking at. That's just you, little boy. That's you. Okay, okay. Oh, the belly. Look at the. Oh, okay. It's getting close to dinner time for them. They all want me to know as a reminder they're hungry and they exist. All right, let's see. Okay, Michelle, I missed a few things. Michelle says I told you he was going to show up. Yes, it's the golden child. Donley says, uh, oh no, Cassandra says he's not gold, he's orange. Yeah. Donley says, Cassandra says we use those at work. They're archival. The water soluble pencils. Okay. Donley says, oh, you said they were water soluble. I think that's different than the China markers. Yes, it is. The China markers are they also unravel. They have the paper out, thing, which is convenient. These don't. But like I said, these are really good for I use them for my paintings all the time. All the crosshairs that you see when I draw the mid sections, that's what I use for that. So they're very convenient for that, and they write on almost anything, so it makes it easy. They're Stabilo. Um, yeah, Stabilo All or Aquarellab. Like I said, they have like 3 names, but Stabilo All. If you search that, you should find it. They have a very limited amount of colors. I think they have like 8 colors or something like that. It's not like this isn't like uh what's it called? A line of pencils that you can use, to make all your artwork with. But they're very convenient for, a very specific thing, kind of deal. I have to get ready for dinner. Have a lovely evening, everyone. Hey, thanks for stopping by, Cassandra. Appreciate it. Have a great dinner. Hey, Fluff Pie, welcome. Good to see you. How have you been? Doing good. Hey, Don. How are you both? Doing all right. Are you painting Big Kitty? It's not that big. I don't see any auto mod, Donley. I didn't see any notification. I am painting one of my cats. This isn't Dresden. This is Winter or Winnie. That's weird, Donley. I don't know what that's about. Popeye says, "Ooh, I was thinking of Dresden." Yeah. No, it's not Dresden. He's named Dresden after the book series, The Dresden Files. But yeah, I haven't done a lot of pet paintings, so this is definitely stepping out of my comfort zone for a lot in a lot of aspects of this. Which, it's always good to challenge yourself and do that, but we'll see. I know a lot of artists. I know there's a lot of artists who do pet portraits, commissions. Not sure if I'm gonna fall in love with this enough to do that, if I'm being honest. Um, let's see. Michelle says he's doing a really good job capturing how Winnie looks. She's a very pretty cat. And Fluffy says, "You're doing wonderful so far. Very cute kitty." Thank you. Appreciate that. Both of you. Appreciate it. She's definitely a challenging cat to paint, that's for sure. She has a very large variety of marks and stuff. Emily says she was hanging out with us just a short time before before you stopped it. Oh yeah, yeah. She was on camera for a minute. Yes, she made a guest appearance. If if on Twitch you can't rewind to go see her, on YouTube you can. If you want to know, you know, obviously you don't have to. I'm not going to ask you what you thought, but yeah, if that's of interest to anybody. On YouTube you can rewind. No, Michelle, it's enough, honestly. Thank you, though. Appreciate it. I want to go chasing after them right now. I know you do. I have not been good about dealing with the points and everything that my channel has. I have neglected all of those aspects of the of my Twitch stream. Yeah, I mean, I will say she's coming out more, I'm happy that she's looking as cat-like as she already is. So I'm already happy with that aspect of the painting because I was worried that it would not even look like a cat, which is a little absurd, but you never know sometimes, right? So it's already a success as far as I'm concerned. Donnelly says, if I can do pet portraits, I have every confidence you can. Oh, thank you, Donnelly. I appreciate that. Popeye says, I found her guest appearance. She's so beautiful. I love the patterns on her face. Yeah, yeah. She's a very pretty cat. She has so many different like patterns and colors and everything. Dresden probably would have been easier to paint. Um, but his coloring is way more, way more uniformed and simple. Even Misu, even though Misu's coloring is actually possibly more complicated than Winnie's, it's it's short hair, so it probably would be easier in some ways. I'm trying to also, I am trying to avoid doing the like, I'm using like I have a couple brushes that are a little frayed, and that gives them the like bristles, and everything. And I am doing using those occasionally to give some texture to the hair, but I am also trying to avoid going overboard with the texture, um, and relying more on hard and soft edges to create the illusion of the fur versus like actually painting in the all of the hair texture. Because yeah, I don't want to go in and have to paint every little hair and do all the like constant brush strokes of getting all that hair in there and everything. That is not a, a painting choice I would like to make. Don Lee says, yes, simplifying everything, especially the hair, is something I keep trying to remind myself to do. Yeah, it's challenging. It's definitely not an easy aspect of a painting like this. Obviously, squinting helps, and I don't do it enough, but yeah, that's an obvious thing that's very helpful. One thing I'm doing that helps with that, by the way, is um, the brush I'm using currently is kind of a tight brush, so I can't really do the like hair marks, one, and two, um, a lot of times I'm actually going perpendicular to the hair. Um, and so if you're going perpendicular to the hair marks, you can't really do the like pull out where you feather out the hair type of thing. So you have to rely on other elements to still create the look you want. Now, whether or not I'm succeeding at that, of course, is going to be up to the viewer, but it does stop me from, it does force me to simplify the hair in some ways. Also, something worth mentioning too, just in general, for anyone who is who like wants to work towards something like that, painting the transitions, like mixing the color that's going to be the transitions instead of just relying on the paint to mix together when you pull it out, is also helpful and annoying, but it is helpful. It's annoying because it's a lot more mixing and you have to constantly like go in and mix everything, but it's helpful. Conley says, right, you're right. Poor eyesight is a benefit when simplifying things in art. This is true. Luckily, even though I need glasses now, my eyesight is not that bad. Thank you very much. But yes, it's true. I know a lot of artists who take their glasses off instead of squinting. Alrighty. I think it's starting to come along pretty good. I need to take a break. I need to feed the animals. They're all hungry. It's dinner time for them. So my back is also telling me I probably need to take a bit of a break. So I'm going to end stream right now. Not bad, 3 hour stream, nearly. Pretty good. I'm trying to make Sunday streams a little longer. As a reminder, next Sunday, Portrait Artist of the Year Paint Along. It's a fun event where we paint along with one of the shows. It's a 4 to 5 hour stream because you have like 4 hours to do the painting. Join the Discord. I will, what's it called? I will have materials and stuff that we'll all be working from the same things. So it's a lot of fun. And it's not it's not a competition, so it's all in good fun. It's a great way of practicing, pushing yourself to paint quicker and so on. So yeah. Anyways, thank you all for joining. I appreciate it. Yeah. Let's see, before I go, let's see, Fluffy says, I imagine that would also take practice using poor eyesight without realizing I would stand with my face against the painting. Yeah. Kitty's looking good, Dunley says. Fluff, you could join if you're feeling up to it. Doesn't even have to be paint. True, it can be drawing. It doesn't have to be paint. You can draw. You can do digital. It's not. There's no restrictions on the type of medium. Whatever you want to use as far as a medium works. So, could be pen and ink, can be drawings, charcoal, whatever you feel like doing. That part's not restricted. So yeah, that's next weekend. I will have the materials ready prior to that, and then I will be streaming this week. I am not streaming on Tuesday Again, I have to cut this week stream down, so I will stream Thursday, and then we'll be back on. So I'll be back Thursday night, and then Sunday day for the Portrait Artist of the Year paint along. So yeah, alrighty. I hope everyone has a great rest of your weekend, and trying to think anything else. Yeah, I think that's it. Anyways, join the Discord if you're not part of the Discord. It's the easiest place to keep in contact and keep in touch and everything. Fluffy says thanks for streaming. Oh, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. It's good talking to you. Alrighty, have a good one, everybody.